Hi everyone and welcome back. This story is Pinocchio, a classic story, adapted from the story by Carlo Collodi and illustrated by David Austin Clare. There once was an old man named Geppetto who had always wanted a son. One day, he decided to take matters into his own hands and carve a marvelous wooden puppet. He wanted his puppet to laugh, dance, play, and turn somersaults, just as a real little boy would do. Geppetto set to work and whittled 2 feet, 2 legs, a body, 2 arms, 2 hands. He crafted 2 twinkly eyes and an upturned mouth and a tiny nose. But the nose did not stay little. As soon as Geppetto finished it, the nose began to grow and grow. "Such a mischievous nose," cried Geppetto. "I will call you Pinocchio." Pinocchio turned and winked at the man. Could you imagine that? Seeing that winking at you? That you carved from wood? Pinocchio was every bit the boy Geppetto had hoped for, even though he was only made of wood. But just as little boys do, Pinocchio always managed to get into trouble of some sort. One day, Geppetto gave him a coin to buy a schoolbook. Pinocchio headed for the bookshop until he saw a puppet show. He used the coin to buy a ticket to the show. Seeing other wooden puppets, Pinocchio jumped on stage and began to acting foolishly. The angry puppet master told Pinocchio he was going to turn him into firewood. Pinocchio apologized to the man. He cried because his money was gone. The puppet master knew the boy was truly sorry. He gave Pinocchio 5 coins and sent him to buy his schoolbook. There he was being silly on stage. Like how he's dancing? With the 5 coins jingling in his pocket, Pinocchio came upon a blind cat and a lame fox standing by the side of the road. They told him he should bury his coins so he could grow even more money. Thinking this would help him buy nice things for Geppetto, Pinocchio foolishly agreed. When he returned to check if his money tree had sprouted, his 5 coins were gone. He was tricked. Did you ever listen to somebody tell you to do something and it turned out that it was not true or false? Pinocchio cried and cried. He had been a bad boy and should have listened to Geppetto. He looked up and saw a beautiful fairy with golden hair hovering about him. "Pinocchio, if you really want to be a good boy, you must obey Geppetto and go to school. If you do this, then I will help you," said the fairy. There he is, riding on her back. Pinocchio went home to Geppetto and told him he had been at school. Because he had lied, his nose began to grow. Pinocchio promised to stop telling lies and attend school. But when Pinocchio left for school the next day, he got into trouble again. He ran into a crowd of rough boys. They told him to join them at Playland, where children could do whatever they wanted. See, this happens sometimes when we listen to other people. Pinocchio stayed at Playland for an entire year. One day he woke up wanting some oats and hay. Because he had been so foolish, Pinocchio had become a donkey. The fairy saw Pinocchio and swept down to help him. She told him she could turn him into a puppet again, but could not take him home. Geppetto was missing. Oh, I wonder what happened to him. Look, you can see how he's changing. His nose is growing because he lied. Do you ever tell a lie and feel bad or guilty about it? The fairy told Pinocchio that Geppetto had spent the whole year searching for him, But Geppetto's boat had disappeared into the sea. Pinocchio told the fairy that he would find Geppetto and never disappoint his father again. Pinocchio traveled far and wide looking for Geppetto. One day he saw a strange shape on the shore. He ran toward it before he realized it was a sleeping whale. The whale yawned and swallowed him up. Inside the well, Pinocchio heard a familiar voice. It was Geppetto. The two hugged until the whale hiccuped, sending them into the water. Pinocchio knew that Geppetto could not swim. With great effort, he saved the old man. After his brave deed, the fairy knew that Pinocchio had a good heart and should be forgiven. As a reward, she turned him from a puppet into a little boy. Geppetto had finally had a real son. And there he is running along the shore. What part of the story did you like most? What do you think you learned from this story? Is it good to tell lies or to be honest? And if you could wish for something, what would you wish for? Let your mom and dad know, your brother or sister, and talk about it. If you enjoyed the story, please subscribe as we upload new content regularly, and we'll continue to have more stories that you hopefully will get to enjoy.